Welcome to the Divine Lotus Healing Podcast with your host, Laura West.
Namaste. The following body of work is shared freely by Laura West, Reiki Master Teacher, spiritual counselor, and trained herbalist. If you'd like to learn more about my work or the sessions and classes I offer, please visit my website, divinelotushealing.com. Om Mani Padme Hum. We welcome you here today. We welcome you all, and this we say. We are always ever present in your hearts as a spark of love and light. And it is time now to make this grow ever so bright. We, as we have shared many times before, are a vibratory frequency of pureness from the ether. We come to you from a very different place in this universe of yours. It is a space that is filled with light. And although we do not have a human form, we can take shape for those of you who need to see concrete awareness of us. We are not specifically the guides, angels, teachers, ascended beings that some of you think we are. We are a group of souls. We are an entity of love that present our consciousness through light form. And we speak to you through the voice box of this woman here and now. And this time that we speak to you, we come to you with awareness of much suffering and sorrow on the earth plane. There are so many of you walking around in the shells of your bodies with sadness, tension, stress, depression, and pain. There is an energetic shift that has occurred. This space of energy on your earth plane is very thin right now, and it will continue to be so for the next several weeks as you commune, some of you, with the spiritual presence of your lives. You may notice that it is heightened at this time. We understand that those of you in the metaphysical world call this a veil between two worlds: conscious, physical, earthly bound, and etherically unseen. And really what we would like to point out to you is this etheric world that is unseen with the naked eye is always available to experience at any time. You don't need to do your so-called parlor tricks, your seances, and your strange games of moving things on boards to connect with God Source. Of course, we know that many of you like to scare yourselves, and this is fun for you. We laugh with your hearts because many of you take pleasure in the time of year that celebrates the ghostly apparitions in your space. Not every being in spirit form is, quote, negative, unquote. We, as a collective consciousness called the Council of Light, are proof of this each day and every night. We have shared this on many occasions before, and due to the time of year that this message is coming forth, we will reiterate again. There are several different forms of energy in this universe. There is yours, each individual soul. There is ours, coming to you from a loving light place that many of you think is up above you, in the clouds, in a place called heaven, with an entity called God. And yet we are truly all around. Some of you will explain that we come from an inner cultivation of love from your own hearts. And although we are consciousness, we are also love. And then, of course, there are your loved ones in spiritual forms that have had good lives and that have practiced being good spirits, not to scare or spook or harm anyone in their spiritual form, because they would not have done that in their human form. There are also energetic entities that your media have designated as evil or negative or demonic. And we tell you clearly, as we have in years past, that these entities are benign and yet self-serving and so egocentric that they do not seek out your particular being to harm you. They are interested in one thing only, and that is to gain access to your energy. They feed on the energy of others because they are too lazy to cultivate their own. And they do harm in many cases as a side effect of harvesting your energy. But it is not the original intention of these frequencies to cause pain and suffering first and gain energy second. They will stop at nothing to gain the energy they wish to gain. And your media has portrayed these examples as gory, gruesome ghost stories. And yet, those of you who are interested in communicating with the spiritual side of your lives and the consciousness that resides in ether around you, need to know that it's important to set boundaries around yourselves before you practice your communication. Being specific about whom you would wish to call upon to speak with is imperative. It is not enough just to open your meditative, vibratory, contemplative headspace upwards towards the sky, because then you are an open book and you invite in all energy frequencies, those that we just referenced and more. So we circle back around now in full to our opening statement that currently on the earth plane we are sensing and feeling pain coming from a vast majority of humanity. For those of you who are well, for those of you who are balanced, for those of you who are in an energetically safe, sacred space, pray and send light out, ever so bright, away from you, around you on the earth plane. And for those of you that are suffering, feeling sadness or negativity or sorrow or pain, call upon this light. Call upon this love. Call upon the goodness of the earth plane to wash through you. Like attracts like. So if you focus on the negativity in your life, you will cultivate more of the same. When there is negativity in your life, we do not tell you to brush it aside and act like it is not there. That would be foolish for many of you, because sometimes negativity is a safety mechanism to keep you alive. We say, though, that it is imperative for you not to get caught in the cycle of feeling and thinking and processing the hardness in your lives. It is imperative that you consciously seek out healthy vitality, loving kindness, grace, beauty, and light, calling upon it to filter through you, your physical being, your spiritual being, your mental being, each day and night. So how do you do this, you ask, and wonder? It is simple. Sitting for a few minutes each day or night in quiet contemplation with sound in the background or quietness around you. It does not matter. Music or chanting or lighting a candle or reciting a prayer or reading inspirational text, whatever it is that you do that makes you feel safe, centered, secure, and grounded is what you should do. We will practice with you now in this space of listening to us. We invite those of you who are listening to us while you are busy, driving perhaps, or multitasking, to pause here and now and come back to our words at a time when you are able to fully concentrate on what we are about to say. And thus we shall begin. Start by sitting up tall in a chair, resting on the floor in a meditative position, or lying down on a couch, the floor, or your bed. Breathe in consciously into your physical being, adding fresh, deep, nourishing air to your presence. Exhale completely. Do so again, breathing in very deeply to the center of your physical being, inviting nourishing, vitalic air in. Exhaling completely. Now calling upon and thinking about and inviting forward the beings or energy presence of emotion that you wish to be experiencing. Love, light, harmony, equity, balance, tranquility, peace, ascended masters, angels, beings from the light, crossed over loved ones, and the like. You could perhaps include nature devas and the animal kingdom as well. Do this now. Invite them forward to surround you and bring you an awareness that the energy frequency of shift is upon you. Breathe in again. Sense this extra presence with you. Notice where you have awareness of this presence. Perhaps there is an external touch being felt. Perhaps there is an internal love being cultivated in the heart. Perhaps there is a sense of a being in your mind's eye. Perhaps there is an auditory message being delivered through your psychic ear. Listen now for what is being communicated. Say thank you. When you call upon these beings or this loving energy of light to draw near you, you are inviting them and asking them to stop or pause what they were just doing. And it's important for you to show gratitude for their presence or the emotional feeling that is rising within you, because it is a sign of respect for the process of shift into positivity on your part. You may wish to invite these beings or this emotional state of shift to become present for each day and all your moments that you are conscious. And certainly there are many of you on the earth plane that do this. It is called communing with your spiritualness all the time. And for those of you who are practicing, you may wish to say thank you to the spiritual shift that has just occurred for you. And close the connection now so that you can reopen it at a later date, aware that opening is what is happening. Make the choice now. Say thank you. Say goodbye. And like we do at the end of every message to you, remind your emotional shift or beings that you requested be by your side can return at any time should you wish. Be clear that you will call upon them again at another date. Perhaps this evening, or tomorrow, or in 2 weeks' time. It does not matter when. And thus begins the cycle of connection with your centeredness, with your groundedness, with your peace and your love and your light. That is your divine right to have and to cultivate in your life. Thank you for practicing this with us today. We wish to tell you that there are many groups on the earth plane that do this together. Seek them out. Find the master teachers who are helping people to open to this connection. Certainly the woman speaking the voice of us is one. You can connect, you can commune, you can rest in peace and love all the time should you wish. It does take practice. You must work hard to cultivate it, especially during times of strife, stress, and negativity. And yet, this is a great place to begin, returning back to this message often to listen, to call upon the spiritual presence of your lives. Invite it to share with you any messages that it has, and thanking it when it is done. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Practice, practice, practice. This concludes our tutorial today. We are ever so happy that we have shared in this way. We wish you love and light and peace and abundance and joy, and we wrap you in a golden blanket of light, holding you and sustaining you and keeping you ever so tight until the next time we are to commune with you again. Thank you for listening to our words today. Namaste.